The sun just exploded. In 8 minutes and 20 seconds, the Earth will become hell. And here's what will happen to it, second by second. Before we explore this catastrophe, let's understand what the Sun is. It is a giant ball of plasma, 333,000 times the mass of the Earth, with a core temperature of 15 million degrees Celsius. Every second, it converts 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium through nuclear fusion. But what if this process goes out of control? Imagine a catastrophic event happening at the core of the Sun, perhaps due to a collision with an alien body or an imbalance in the nuclear reaction. The Sun's core suddenly collapses, then explodes with the force of 10 to the 44th power of joules, 1 trillion times more powerful than the most powerful atomic bomb ever created. At 0 seconds, the Sun explodes as a mini supernova. The surface temperature skyrockets to 100 million degrees Celsius. An unimaginable amount of energy is released in the form of gamma radiation, X-rays, and high-energy particles. The Sun begins to expand at a speed of thousands of kilometers per second. But the scariest thing is that we will not know anything for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. The time it takes for light to reach Earth. During this time, humans still do not know anything about the disaster. We still see the Sun normally in the sky, but the tsunami of death is rushing towards us at the speed of light. When the light from the final explosion reaches Earth, the sky will be as bright as if there were thousands of suns. The intensity of the light increases 10,000 times in a few seconds. Anyone looking up at the sky will be blinded instantly. This is just the beginning of the nightmare. The temperature of the Earth skyrockets from 15 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius in just a few minutes. The polar ice melts instantly. The oceans begin to boil in the tropics. The atmosphere became like a giant oven. Gamma radiation and X-rays completely destroyed the ozone layer in the first 30 minutes. There was no longer any protection against cosmic radiation. The DNA of all living things would be destroyed, even indoors. After an hour, the global temperature reached 200 degrees Celsius. Forests spontaneously combusted. Asphalt on the streets melted. Metal buildings began to deform. The global electrical grid collapsed from overheating. The air became unbreathable, not only because of the heat, but also because of the toxic gases from the burning vegetation. Those who survived had to seek shelter deep underground. 24 hours after the explosion, the temperature stabilized at 300 degrees Celsius, hotter than Venus. All surface water evaporated. The oceans became dry, salt deserts. The atmosphere was filled with water vapor and toxic gases. 99.9% of all living things died. Only a few bacteria living deep underground survived. The Earth is now like a dead planet in space. But the disaster is not over yet. Without the Sun, the Earth begins to cool rapidly. In just a few weeks, the temperature drops to minus 100 degrees Celsius. The water vapor in the atmosphere freezes into snow and falls. the Earth becomes a cold, icy ball, drifting through space at 30 kilometers per second. We will fly out of the solar system and into the dark void of space. Other planets will not escape the disaster. Mercury will be completely blown away by the super strong solar wind. Venus will lose its atmosphere. Mars may survive due to its greater distance, but it will also be as cold as ice. Gas giants like Jupiter will be less affected due to their greater mass. In fact, there is no way humans can survive this disaster. Even the deepest bunker cannot withstand the prolonged temperature of 300 degrees Celsius. Only a few extremely special bacteria can survive. Fortunately, the chances of the sun exploding like that are virtually zero. Our sun is too small to go supernova. It will die a more peaceful death in 5 billion years by becoming a red dwarf. But the question is, if you had 8 minutes and 20 seconds before the world ended, what would you do? Comment below. And if this video scared you but also entertained you, like and subscribe for more crazy science scenarios. See you in the next video.